Hello, family, friends, and acquaintances out there in the social media world. And I also extend a blessing to my fellow soldiers, service members, and veterans out there in the virtual world. So right now, it is June of 2025. It's a little noisy in the background. Andrea and I are currently on vacation, enjoying the rustic life. We're staying at a cabin way up in northern Michigan on a beautiful lake, and it is a beautiful evening. So I haven't done a devotional from my series His Story, Your Story, my very first book ever. Today I'm going to do part 3 of the Roaring Twenties chapter, and I want to focus on Luke chapter 3, verse 23. I'm going to paraphrase it. The word says that Jesus began his ministry around the age of 30. So sometimes goals are not set by us, but they are thrusted upon us by circumstances. Andrea had graduated seminary in 2011, and I did a chaplain residency at a local hospital in the northwest suburbs of Chicago while waiting until she graduated. And I was 29 years old when I completed that residency. And we started looking at churches, preferably in rural Illinois or Midwest, because that at the time is what we felt called to do. Long story short, I found this job opening on the job board, either walking to or walking home from one of my jobs one time, and part-time jobs, and it was titled the First Baptist Church of Winchester. Well, we ended up going there. We served there from 2011 and 2007 until 2017. And ironically, we were there just recently where they celebrated their 200th anniversary as a congregation. They started in 1825. It's hard to believe. But anyways, I just want to summarize what the Lord did through us during those 6 years, and what the Lord also did through the congregation. Within those 6 years, we continued successfully a free lunch Monday ministry where the local churches and businesses and civic organizations and non-for-profit organizations served the local high school community. Over half of the high school always came on Monday mornings to our church because it was just a stone's throw away from the high school. And we did this ministry feeding over 100 kids over half the high school every Monday. And believe it or not, I didn't start that ministry. It was started by a group of pastors before me, but it is still going to this very day. We also started a youth group, and we started Awana Children's Club. And Andrew and I were involved with coaching in the community. And as a congregation and as a pastoral team, God just did some remarkable work in our lives and in the lives of the community and in the lives of those who we encountered. It was truly local, contextualized Christian ministry in a local community. We were very involved in the community. It was a small church, but God can do mighty acts through his people, regardless of the size. It was sad to go, but the day came where we felt that Andrea was called to work in the ministry on staff, and then God began the ministry he put upon my heart, and that was to work outside the church and then serve as an Army Reserve chaplain. So what can we take from this? I believe that obviously the word says, in his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he'll give you the desires of your heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. I believe that God speaks to us through his word, through prayer, through the Spirit, and also through circumstances and people. So when it comes to God's will, purpose, plan, and destiny for your life, I think God can speak to us through his word and also speak to us through circumstances. And I believe that he gives us his desires, and as we follow him, our desires become his desires, or his desires become our desires. And ultimately, as we walk with him, his story becomes our story, and our story becomes his story. And if you're interested in what it means when I say that, the title of my first ever book, His Story, Your Story, feel free to hit me up anytime on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and I'd love to go more in depth in that discussion. And ultimately, his story can become your story, and your story can become his story. So until next time, take care and God bless.